Hi friends, welcome to my channel, and this is 17th video in Veeam advanced training. And in this video we are going to see replication failover and failback in Veeam backup and replication. So in process to have a Veeam in a production and fully useful for in production, we have to understand what is difference between failover and failback, which is two things in Veeam backup and replication, and how we can use this failover and failback in a production environment in case of anything goes wrong with the your virtual machines or the primary site or production site. So how you can get your virtual machines up and running and by using the failover or failback in just a few seconds or minutes. So I'm going to discuss in this video. We are going to have a discussion on failover and failback in Veeam backup and replication. So let's go. So this is, you can see, replica failover and failback. So both the things which is you are going to use in Veeam failover or failback, it's going to be based on virtual machine which is getting replicated to uh, other site or other ESXi host or Hyper-V host or any hypervisor. So you can see Veeam backup and replication offer the following option for a different disaster recovery scenario. So we have basically two type of disaster recovery, one for the same site and one for the DR site. So you can use the first process, which is failover, as a recommended for highly availability at the same site. So let's discuss about this. So failover is a process of switching the from the original virtual machine on the source host to its VM replica on a target host. Means, for example, if we have this host which is getting replicated to another host in a same site, so we can use the failover to get this virtual machine up and running on this site in case anything goes wrong with your primary host or primary virtual machine. So you can see failover is a process of switching from a original virtual machine on a source host to its VM replica on a target host. So we can do the failover to switch from original virtual machine to its replica virtual machine. Also, you can perform the permanent failover to leave the workload on a target host and let the replica act VM act as the original VM. So also you can do the permanent failover for like this VM to the secondary host or a target host. So this virtual machine is going to become your primary virtual machine, which is going to be have in production. So you can see permanent failover is suitable if the resource and target host are nearly equal in the term of resource are located in a same site or same HA. So this is recommended for a same site or for the highly availability. So you can do the failover to move your virtual machines from your primary host or source host to target host. And you can perform the failback to recover the original VM on the source host or a new location. Failback is used in case where you failed over to the DR site and that is not intended for the continuous operation, and you would like to move the operations back to the production site when the consequences of the disaster are eliminated. So when you have something wrong with your primary site and you want to switch your whole infrastructure to the disaster recovery site, and then you can restore your virtual machines from the disaster recovery from the DR site to the primary site once the consequences are completed and you have overcome from consequences. So this is how we can use both failover and failback in the Veeam backup and replication. So this is the failback is basically recommended for DR site for a disaster recovery plan, and the failover is basically recommended for the same site for the highly availability. So let's discuss more about this. So you can see we have two types of failover. One is a planned failover and one is a permanent failover in Veeam Backup and Replication. So when you perform planned failover, the following uh, failover process trigger a replica job to perform an incremental replica and run the copy the unreplicated changes to the replica. So for example, if I go here and I do the plan failover for this virtual machine, it's going to check what is the unreplicated data for this virtual machine on a target host, and it's going to send the unreplicated data to the target host to replicate it. And then once the uh, copy the unreplicated changes to the replica has been completed, it's going to the VM is going to power off. So your source virtual machine is going to be power off. The failover process trigger the virtual machine job to perform another incremental replica to run the copy the portion of the last minute changes to the replica. So after this virtual machine is shut down, again Veeam Backup and Replication is going to do a send another job for incremental replication. If anything there is change in anything in last minute for data block, it's going to replicate. The replica become full synchronized with the source VM, so both the virtual machine like replica and the original virtual machine going to be synchronized fully, and then the VM is failed over to the its replica, and the replica machine is power on. So this is the process which it's going to perform in failover. So we are going to test this planned failover in next videos. And the next we have a permanent failover. The permanent failover is a process where you can permanently fail over one virtual machine to the another host. So what it's going to do, you can see from here. So the first thing, Veeam Backup and Replication remove the snapshot or restore point of the VM replica from the snapshot chain and delete the associated files from the volume. So what it's going to do, here you can see we on the secondary host, on the target host, we are going to have a snapshot for each for the all the virtual machine which was created during the replication job. So it's going to delete all the snapshot chain and its associated hard drive. So it's, you can see it's going to delete all. Then the changes that were written to the snapshot differential disk are committed to the VM replica disk file to bring the VM replica the most recent state. So it's going to delete all the snapshot file, and it's going to like inject all those changes in a differential disk, which is going to restore the most recent state of the virtual machine. And then Veeam Backup and Replication remove the VM replica from the list of replica and the Veeam Backup and console. So it's going to remove this virtual machine which we are going to do the permanent failover from the console of the Veeam Backup and Replication from any VM replica jobs. And then to protect the virtual machine replica from a corruption after the permanent failover is complete, Veeam Backup and Replication reconfigure the replica job and add this original virtual machine in the list of exclusion. So what it's going to do, once this virtual machine is permanently moved to the new host, it's going to remove this virtual machine and put this virtual machine in the exclusion list, and when the replication job start, the original VM is skipped from the process. So once this virtual machine is added to exclusion, it's not going to um, participate in replication job, and the original VM is skipped from the processing. As result, no data is returned to the working VM replica. So it's not going to, again it's not going to have a replicated virtual machine with the a copy of the original virtual machine which was earlier. So we are going to follow this also. So we have in next video we are going to do planned failover, then we are going to do permanent failover, and what next we have, and now we have a replica failback. So we have to understand the replica failback is a process of restoring original virtual machine on a source host on a new location, further recommended for DR site and disaster recovery. So we are going to see this. So Veeam Backup and Replication offer three failback options. The first one is you can fail back to a VM in the original location on the source host. Means you can fail back this virtual machine to the original host in case virtual machine goes corrupted or anything goes wrong with the virtual machine, and you can perform the failback to a VM that has been restored upfront from the backup in a new location. So you can also perform a failback if virtual machine is got restored from the backup, Veeam backup and replication from a backup to a new location. Then also you have option to failback, and finally you can failback to a failback a virtual machine to an entire new location by transferring all VM replica files to the selected destination. So basically you can also restore the failback to the new location like newly built Hyper-V or any existing Hyper-V servers in your infrastructure, but you need to select the destination and you need to move all the VM replica files to that um, new destination. So we are going to perform all three types of these failback in next few demos. So failback to original location and failback to new location, we have this checklist. You can see if the virtual machine is running, if the source is running this 2008 R2, you can restore this to any one of the virtual machine to original location. If this is running on 2012, you can restore to any location. So this is about the original location. And the failback, we have some critical, you can say the critical things when you are going to restore to the new location and compatibilities issue. So you can see if you are running a Windows Server 2008 R2, the target can be anything, but if you are running a source is running on Server 2016, you can only restore that virtual machine on Windows Server 2012 R2 or 2016. So this is, you need to make sure when you are going to do a failback, you are not breaching any compatibility in Veeam Backup and Replication failover. And also we have note here, you can see if a VM replica configuration version is 8, you can perform the failback on server 2016 only. So if the virtual machine configuration is 8, then you need to make sure you can perform this replication on failback only on server 2016. Now we are going to discuss about the if we are going to replica failover to existing original VM. So it means if you are going to restore your failback your virtual machine to existing virtual machine and on existing location on the same ESXi or VM Hyper-V host, what you are going to have. So all the step which is going to involve in this failback to existing original virtual machine. So if the original virtual machine is running, Veeam backup and replication power of it. So what if the original virtual machine is running, Veeam is going to power off that virtual machine, and then Veeam calculate the difference between the disk of the original virtual machine and the disk of the VM replica in a failover state. So it's going to basically check the file size of the virtual machine which is at original location and the replica location, and then Veeam will run the sync original VM to the replica VM. So Veeam is going to sync the original virtual machine to the Veeam replica, and then Veeam transport change the data in original VM. So it's going to change the data, whatever data is written, it's going to transfer those data in original VM. And then we have a Veeam power of the VM replica, so it's going to power of the VM which is replica is running. So both the virtual machine is going to have in power of state, and the VM replica remain the power off until the commit failback or undo failback. Till the time we are not doing any commit failback or undo failback, it's not going to power on. and Veeam create the failback protected snapshot for the virtual VM replica. So it's going to create one protected snapshot. The snapshot act as the new restore point and save the pre-failback state to the virtual VM replica. So it's going to create one snapshot and it's going to restore the new restore point for the failback. So if anything goes wrong post the failback, we have one snapshot automatically created by Veeam Backup and Replication, where we can go back and get the virtual machine is running state in the latest new restore point. So then VM calculate the difference between the VM replica and original virtual machine once again, and the transfer changed data to the original VM. Any synchronization cycle, let the VM copy the portion which was changed in last minute. So again, Veeam Backup and Replication is going to check what is difference between original VM and the replica VM, and it's going to make the sync of both the virtual machines which is in original virtual machine in replica, and then Veeam state of the Veeam replica is changed from failover to failback, and Veeam temporarily puts replica activities for the original virtual machine on hold. So it's going to so the state of the virtual machine is going to be changed from failover to failback, and Veeam is going to put the replication activities on hold from the original virtual machine. And finally, if you selected during the failback job creation, selected the power on the original virtual machine, after failback Veeam is going to restore the virtual machine on the target host and power on the virtual machine. So this is how it's going to restore on the existing original virtual machine. So we are going to perform this activity also, so you will get the clarity how it's going to do how the Veeam is going to do this activity in a back end and front end both. And then we have a replica failback to new location. This is very simple. It's having only 3 steps. So the Veeam Backup and Replication transport all the VM's replica files, store them to the target, and so it's going to transfer all the replicas file which is stored in the replication path. It's going to transfer on the target volume which we are going to select during the failback creation to the new location. And Veeam Backup and Replication registered a new virtual machine in target host, so it's going to create and register basically register that virtual machine in a new target host, like from source to destination. It's going to add that virtual machine in the destination target host. And if you selected the power on the virtual machine after failback, Veeam Backup and Replication power on the restored original virtual machine in a target host, so it's going to power on. So it's going to simply transfer all the files to the target volume, and then it's going to add that virtual machine in a target, and then it's going to power on the virtual machine. So it's 3 step, very simple. So this is all about replica failover and failback in Veeam Backup and Replication, and we are in next videos we are going to perform all these type of failover and failback which is available in Veeam Backup and Replication. So thank you for watching, and please subscribe me for more videos, and if you have any query, any question related to this, you can always post me on my given mail IDs. Thank you once again. Bye bye.